Hello there today, and in today's video we're going to talk about the fact is to three major targets that Ralph Ragnick could have for Manchester United. Three targets from Bundesliga. For those of you who don't know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was sacked after the terrible performance against Watford, against Liverpool, and against various these kind of clubs. You know, so he was sacked, and three of the best players that he could target from Bundesliga. Who are they? So let's have a look at that. So some of the players that he could target are possibly Grillitsch. He could target Grillitsch. Florian Grillitsch of Hoffenheim could be on his target, and another player that he could target would be Djibril Sow. So Djibril Sow is a player from Frankfurt, and in the Bundesliga, and he could be a target, another target for Ragnick, and another target could be Nordie Mukiele. Nordie Mukiele, the Belgian international, could be the next target of Ralph Ragnick, among the top three targets in this summer. So let's talk about these things now. The German Ralph Ragnick has been set to join Manchester United and is set to start really soon, as the new interim manager for a 6-month basis, and after that will be basically training before staying for a further 2 years within a main consultancy role. He could be in a major consultancy role with Ralph Ragnick, in a consultancy role. He could be in a consultancy role. That is where he would be, he would be, taking care of the playmakers, and he would be signing new players. As we have gotten to know, so he will be heavily involved in the role of the club. He will be involved in who comes, stays, transfers, the manager, who is most likely to include the recruitment, who will be the new players, and who will be approaching the club here. Ragnick is also known as the godfather of gegenpressing. Gegenpressing is a very attacking style of football that is preferred by Ragnick, especially in the German outfields, in particular. And he will be joining Manchester United on a 6-month basis. And he, at his disposal, will have several, the board, the members, the players, and he has said that he needs whatever he can have, he needs to have that. He'll have a say in signing the next manager, in transferring the next players. He has to have a role in all of that. That's what he has said. So that is something he has said, and that is something he will have a role over. You can be sure of that. He will be ruling that. And now we will discuss about three players which Ralph Ragnick could sign. So which three players could he sign? Let's have a look. The German, with his love for German football and tactics, has eyes on three particular players he could be bringing from the Bundesliga to Manchester United. So he could be bringing in Florian Grillitsch of Hoffenheim. Between the match between coaching, Leipzig and Hoffenheim, he's one of the young players who has caught his attention and has much impressed him, and would be a fantastic addition to the Ralph Ragnick universe in Manchester United. Starting off the conversation with this, doesn't really matter. Grillitsch currently piles his trade at Hoffenheim and is out of contract at the end of the season. So he could be picked up with a small fee. This could be one of the surprise signings of Ralph Ragnick, because he has the tendency of picking up small players with small fees and turning them into superstars. So he has a tendency of doing that, and he can do that. So he ranks low in pressure, but Raniak's style isn't all about pressing. It's about getting the ball forward quickly with speed, and that is a situation where Grillitsch could just he could evolve. He could show fantastic presence over there very quickly. The 26-year-old Australian midfielder would do this. He is an excellent ball progressor, both with the ball at his feet and also in his passing. He averages 6.3 progressive passes over 90 minutes played and also 6.19 progressive carries. United fans may remember him from being linked to Tottenham. They might remember him from being linked to Tottenham for the transfer, few seasons ago as a replacement for Moussa Dembele through a move never came to fruition. Going forward, he shares many traits with the Belgian. He is a solid defensively, averaging 2.31 tackles per 90 minutes and 2.85 interceptions. The latter putting him in the 99th percentile of all players that currently our Ralph Ragnick is targeting. He will be one of them. And he could be incredibly good in the pressing game that Ralph Ragnick plays. Overall, he would fit perfectly into the new scheme that Ragnick has prepared for United. And this solid defense would allow the Brazilian player Fred to go forward, as Ragnick has been impressed by the speed of Fred. So it would let Fred go forward. The second player is Djibril Sow. So Djibril Sow is another player who might come to Manchester United for transfer, and he is currently playing for Frankfurt and looks on in the Bundesliga and is showing some very good performance in the Bundesliga league at Sport Park Rohanov Thomas. In other words, our defensive midfielder has been one of the main issues of Manchester United for a long time. Manchester United have a lot of attack. They have enough attack to that they can play with. They have enough of it right now. So that's something they don't need to worry about. That's something they have in abundance. Okay. So that is something they need not worry about. But Manchester United, what they don't have is a solid, good midfielder. And a solid, good midfielder might come to Manchester United by the, likes of Djibril Sow. Yeah. Sow might be the one who might be coming back, who might be coming here. And he would be a perfect defensive midfielder for Manchester United. The 24-year-old has been part of a successful campaign right now as we speak. The 24-year-old as we speak has been extremely successful in Frankfurt and can be obtained with a very small fee. And as we know that Ragnick has the tendency to spot players, like he spotted Sadio Mane and several others, so might be obtained for a very small fee. So he is somebody that that Ralph Ragnick will be looking at. Though he's struggling a little bit there, it's quite evident that if brought under the coaching of Ralph Ragnick, he will definitely flourish. So because as we have known that Manchester United for a long time have lacked a particular they have lacked a good defensive midfielder. It's something they have lacked for a long time, and this 24-year-old Grillitsch Sow could be the answer to that from the German club Frankfurt. because Manchester United has a lot of attack left in him. Okay, lot of attacks stacked up, but they don't have a good defense. So is a solid defensive midfielder, averaging 2.5 tackles per 90 minutes played and 2.35 interceptions. But he also presses more than the Austrian, with around 20.43 average as the pressure per 90. He would still have areas to improve his game. He would still need areas and issues to improve his game, but the style of football that Ragnick always prefers, that is young players moving at a fast pace, or young defenders, speedy players, that's what he prefers. He prefers speedy players, so that cause might be totally fulfilled by this particular player. And Boubacar Kamara is still a solid chance, also Pepe Gui, both of which who currently play for Marseille in Ligue 1. So players like this can be a great replacement for players like Pogba, Lingard, Luke Shaw, Varane, and they might put great assistance to players like Ronaldo, Greenwood, and Jadon Sancho up front. And this is something we have heard from many news sources such as United Stand, the Daily Sun, the Mirror, the Co, Daily News, Manchester United Evening. Everybody's talking about it. You can find a full article on this on the Manchester United Evening. Very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Have a look, have a see at this, and see how it goes. It will be very, very interesting. It will be very, very interesting. Can he finish? Not out of the woods yet. Well, they're going to be very cross with themselves, because even though he'll still have areas to improve, but this player coming into Manchester United will be a fantastic addition. And a substitution in the offing. And finally, Nordie Mukiele, the Belgian Nordie, the player Nordie in Belgium, currently playing for RB Leipzig. So this is a player from Nordie Mukiele. He's a player from RB Leipzig, and he could be the next target of Ralph Ragnick. To come here, and play for Manchester United. Having learned his trade directly under Ragnick at RB Leipzig, he has already been installed with the style of play Ragnick would want to implement at the club, and he would work well alongside Wan-Bissaka. He would be a great addition to Wan-Bissaka, and he would play a fantastic play here. He would be a really good addition, and to the club, an absolutely fantastic addition to the club. He would, So yeah, that's what I suppose it will be. The player completes 5.21 progressive passes per 90 minutes played, which is quite high for his position. But he also is solid defensively. He's a very solid defensive player, and he's somebody you can definitely look forward to. And one of the major benefits of Nordie would be he has his presence. He's a very tall. He would have a great aerial presence. He's very, very tall, with and aerial duels per 90, and also gets stuck in going forward. Other options that Ragnick could look at are Ajax right back Nassour Mazaroui, who would offer more going forward, and Norwich Max Aaron. So these are some new players that I've named. These are all the players Ragnick is looking at. So what do you think? Do you think that Ragnick will be able to bring these new players and change the scope of United? Whoever comes will definitely be better than the mediocre defending that is going right now on Manchester United. These young players will be miles ahead. They have got a first team, they have got players like Mata, Matic, Lindelof, Jones, Bailey. Players, who are just sitting and taking, a lot of money out. You can't do business like that. Soccer is also a business. I think, some of these players, they need to go. They need to go, or else, it'll be a big burden. So now I would like to say, that this is what Manchester United's stance has been, and I hope and pray, that these players would bring lots of joy and happiness to our field. Till then, let me know what you think. Till then, take care.